All right, good morning, guys. Back at it with another MLB DFS video. Been a little rocky the last couple days. I actually tweeted this out. We played Strider and Gosman in the same week. They both decided to have the worst starts of their season. Still cashed somehow yesterday. It was the Baltimore bats that saved us. Ryan O'Hearn, I think this is our first time playing him, and he went yard when the game was already over. Sawinski went yard. Aaron Hicks 2 for 4, 2 runs and RBI. O'Hearn went 3 for 3. Damn, I didn't know that. Um, it was just a weird day yesterday. Like if Gosman would have gotten us to 30 or so, we would have been up a little more. Um, any takeaways from yesterday or even the weekend?
Um, Not really. I mean, if Gaussman gets even 40 yesterday, we're sitting on a 200 point lineup, probably like a 3x day, but it is what it is. I mean, our Baltimore stack was pretty good, but we also full stack Pittsburgh, which was like meh. Everyone basically got three except for Sawinski, who had 20 because of his home run, but guess we missed there. Baltimore just carried us the whole way. Philly and the Dodgers were my other favorite stacks. It's what got towards the top. Just a couple one-off pieces from the Dodgers, and then Turner, Castellanos, Harper. Just because it was like 90 degrees in Philly, and all the other weather spots were like, eh. And I was really hoping for Coors to get postponed, and it didn't until the ninth inning. So it basically just played the whole way, anyways. So whatever. Uh, Not much else to take away, I don't think.
And something I found interesting, I just told Funk about it. Yesterday, Gosman had 8 and we cashed. The week prior, Senga had 8 and we cashed. It's one of those things where if they would have gotten to 30 or 35, we would have been, I wouldn't say taking down, but instead of min cashing in 2x, it could have been 5x plus. But start of a new week, you just got to keep moving. So here's what it's got for pitchers as of right now. James Paxton leading the way. Jesus. Jesus Luzardo, kind of like today, 24%. Logan Webb, Zach Eflin, the two most expensive guys. Luke Weaver, Tommy Henry, I believe it is, and drops down. Initial thoughts. What do you think?
So when I was looking at the slate yesterday, I my initial thought was Paxton, but at 35% ownership, that's a bit egregious. I mean, I get it. They're the second biggest favorites on the slate. Probably is, somewhere on a 6K prop, wins 7 innings last game, so he's got the leash for it, a quality start. They're probably these are probably like must win games for them as well. They're bottom of the AL East right now. Um, and Colorado is not very good, so they got to take advantage of this while they can. Um, Luzardo, I also understand just because his strikeout stuff is so good, but I think I like Eflin a little bit more. I mean, it's the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league, so Eflin a little bit over Luzardo, and then Bryce Miller is sort of interesting. This is a kid that was what mid tens, 10.5 last week, and now he's 9K flat just because he's got rocked 2 starts in a row. Um, but Miami doesn't scare me very much, and he's playing at home. Just somewhat of a flyer. If he's going to be like 5 or 10%, like he's a decent play. I don't think I'd play anyone underneath him though. Strom, not much interest. Weaver, not really. Tommy Henry, no thanks. Dunning, definitely not. Greinke, no. Anderson, no. And yeah, I mean, I'd play one of the 9K guys and above and just stick with that.
Yeah, Paxton, I understand, but almost 35% ownership is insane to me. Luzardo against Seattle, I kind of like. I understand the Zach Eflin, Logan Webb prices, and they're projected to be kind of low owned, which is interesting or not interesting. It makes sense because Eflin's 10-8, Webb is 10-6, so they're obviously a little lower owned. Um, all right, hear me out on Luke Weaver. 4% owned, facing KC. That's my only argument. I think if he can just rack up and anytime I bet him over on strikeouts, he always hits them. So I'm kind of a fan. So, and his prop is usually like 4 or 4.5. So, I mean, he's got a good matchup. It's just, does the Reds lineup produce and, get him the win? I would say right now, Lazardo, Paxton, Eflin, Webb, and Weaver are like my top five. Bryce Miller, or yeah, Bryce Miller is okay. I mean, like you said, he's just been rocked recently, and Miami just came to Chicago and beat the crap out of us. So Miami's been kind of hot to start the season too. So unless unless Miller can go like a few innings without giving up a run, it might be a brutal start for him, and then everyone else is just crap. All right. Let's move on to sticks. Boston, Tampa, Cincy, Angels, Arizona, Miami, and a drop off after that. And then you can actually, I don't think we ever look at this much, but top stack percentage and then ownership. So Boston's projected to be like, by a landslide, the top owned stack, and then it drops off a little bit. Initial thoughts, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I think why Paxton is also getting so much ownership is Boston's projecting pretty well as an offense, so it helps for him get the win playing against Seabold. Makes complete sense. Like I said, these are must-win games for Boston at this point. Um, I wouldn't argue against Boston at all. I think the Reds, if you pull up the tool, they're gaining some ownership, but they have some decent leverage, showing about 5% leverage score here. I like them a good bit. They've been hot playing KC, who just got swept by the O's, I think. Um, just I just like that club right now. They're playing well together. They gelled well since De La Cruz has come. The energy's high. I like them. I don't like their price tags, I will say. De La Cruz is up to 39. Everyone else is like mid three, so it's kind of hard to fit. You would have to make them your main stack and then prioritize like high 2K guys as your secondary. But I think the Reds make sense. Tampa, of course, playing the A's. I think the A's just swept Milwaukee, which is just absolutely hilarious. I hate that team so much. Milwaukee is absolute shit. But Tampa is different from Milwaukee. That offense is fantastic. I wouldn't argue against Tampa. I think Texas is getting a little overlooked. They're not really showing up in the top stacks as much. I don't really know why. On Ballpark Pal, they're projecting for near 6 runs. Some good home run props too for Jung, Seeker, Jonah Heim, or Garcia. And we know Anderson is just like a serviceable guy, like nothing to be afraid of. You can attack him. So Texas is up there for me, and then maybe either side of this Arizona Philly game, just because it feels like runs are always produced in Arizona.
Guess the Rangers team total on Stochastic.
If they're damn near the bottom, it's gotta be like mid threes.
3.8. And you said like Ballpark Pal has them for like what, 6?
Yeah,
I
don't
think
get
it's
it.
just this. I just think this initial data that they threw out is just not right now.
Yeah, it can't be
But
right because the over under is set at 10, so they got to be at least near 5 because they're favored.
should I just do a quick refresh and see if anything changed? Let's
Yeah,
see.
it just might have been a bug.
No, nothing changed.
Well,
There's like a couple of changes in like leverage score and stuff, but no stacks really moved. Yeah, Boston makes the most sense. Um, actually, so now the stack is saying, or the stack tool is saying Boston, Cincy, Tampa, Angels, Arizona. And like you said, Cincy's in a great spot here. The issue becomes, like you said, Dela Cruz is what, 3.8, 3.9, and like everyone else is like mid threes now. So it's that's a good stack. Obviously, Tampa, Boston. I think, like you said, Texas is interesting. I mean, we've rostered Tyler Anderson before, and all he did was let us down. Now he's going to be facing Simeon, Seager, Jung, all those Adolis Garcia. He's going to be facing those guys. I don't think Philly's in a bad spot either against Tommy Henry, but and they're bottom of the stacks tool too. But then anytime we roster any Phillies guys, it's like Little League Baseball. Can't do anything. I know I was kind of talking about Bryce Miller and like recently he's been getting lit up a little bit, but Miami looks a little interesting here. They're 3.9% leverage. They got that going for them. So I mean that might be a good spot. And like I said, they came to Chicago and won the series. They've been pretty hot recently. Cincy has a 5% leverage score. Nice. So it looks like we're gonna be playing Dela Cruz. Yeah, I would I would prioritize Boston, Cincy, Tampa, Angels, Arizona, and then kind of just mix and match bats right there.
yeah,
You
I don't
want
got
to do,
much to add.
and this is a smaller slate, so it's somewhat easier to talk about. Whereas, you know, you have like a 12 game slate, there's five stacks that are towards the bottom that you can make a case for.
I will say the Boston game, it looks like the only game that might have some weather concerns, projecting like 40-50% chance of rain around first pitch and throughout the night. So not really sure how serious that is, but we'll just keep an eye on it.
Something else I was just looking into, I know we don't like the Giants much, but they're playing at St. Louis against the Liberator, whatever this guy's name is. I know he's like a good young guy, but I mean, how far has that gone? Young pitchers. So I mean, that might be a little interesting, and they're 6% to be the top stack score, 7% stack or 7 stack score. Jesus, I can't speak. Um, Definitely, if you were to run a 4-2-2, you can consider San Fran to be your two to get some low owned guys, and then try to mix and match whoever else. Um, you want to do lineup generator or home
We can
runs
do home
first?
runs first.
All right, go ahead.
First guy, gonna go to the Rangers. Josh Jung, definitely going yard today. Then we go Josh Lowe from Tampa, and then Devers from the Sox. Hopefully, he got hot after playing the Yankees like he always does.
So I'm gonna go with Shohei Gotani. I'm gonna go Jared Kalenic and then Ketel Marte. Oh, and something else to kind of, I didn't really talk about Arizona much. So on the stack tool, it says that they're facing Dylan Covey, but they're facing Matt Strom. It's just some error someone made. Strom has looked terrible. 3.9% leverage score. their score in general is supposed to be 8.3. Their projected implied total 5.3. Arizona will definitely be a good pivot too. All right, sorry, I had to get that out. All right, lineup generator. You guys know the drill. It's day whatever. What do you want to do?
We go 4-3-1 and balanced.
You want to skip this, or do you want to actually lock someone in?
Let's skip it for now. 700 salary remaining.
All right, so skip. Kind of in that optimal range, not as chalky. Let's see what else.
Is Adam Duvall back? I guess he is.
And that nice price tag there.
Oh yeah, he's been back for a couple games. Dude, he was on fire before he got hurt.
To be honest, I don't even remember when he got hurt.
Looks like mid-April.
Dylan Moore hit short. Nice. This one is a little bit more chalky, but 2,500 Dylan Moore.
Skip it so you can get full salary. Yeah.
Otani, Renfroe, Yoshida. Got your boy here.
3,800.
This isn't. I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
that's why the Reds
4%.
aren't going to be owned. They're just so expensive.
I actually don't mind this lineup that much, if I'm being honest. Yeah, so this is lineup generator. It's also good to just get a better idea on what pieces you like. Like, I highly doubt you and me like Christian Arroyo at 2,200, but it might be good for salary saving reasons, I guess. One of the last ones had Dylan Moore at 2,500, kind of the same scenario there. But I want to show Pick'em Pro real quick. So I'm not gonna lie, Prize Picks has been terrible recently, but now we got the potential chance of the Nuggets becoming the NBA champs. So there's a bunch of props for them over here. You got baseball here. So anytime you see us post stuff on Twitter about it, it's using Pick'em Pro. Corey Seager over 8, but he's projected 6.5. He's going yard today, so I don't even care. Yeah, this is weird. Whatever. So, and then you can also look at Underdog. You know, they don't have anything up yet, but they got Underdog, MLB, No House Advantage, MLB. So definitely a good tool to use. When I first started using this a little more often and posting stuff, it was going well. And see, like I told you, look, Luke Weaver over 4.5, projected for 5. Man's goated. So I'll put the link in the description for that if you guys want to test it out for your own. I'll definitely be posting a couple plays later. So wrap us up. Anything else that we missed on?
Don't think we missed anything. Just make sure to check out our lineup about 10 minutes before lock. Make sure to check out Stochastic's tools in our description and like and subscribe if you haven't already.